Yes, 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 yes. Cheers to you. Thank you for being here. Cheers to you, Miss Newbie. Cheers to you, Naris21. What are you drinking? How's everybody doing? Oh my God. Last time I was here, the country had sense, okay? Last time I was here, I was at the penthouse. How is everybody doing? Oh my God. I have missed most of you. We have been traveling. We have been getting the house together. As you know, well, some of you may know, I left the penthouse at the end of the year, for the new forever home. So we've been doing that. We've been traveling. I have a lot of vlogs. I have a lot of material for vlogs, I should say, because now we got to edit them. We've been traveling. We've been enjoying each other's company. We've been, celebrating an anniversary, extended version, just living life and trying to stay positive minded in this crazy, crazy time that we are living in. I'm ready, Miss Newbie, for the crazy times to be done. Drop a bomb on that. Oh, I miss saying drop a bomb. I miss signing on. Naris21. I was in the process of getting my stuff together, and you stop doing it for a couple of weeks. You forget. I didn't know how to sign in. I didn't know how to do the thing. I am coming to you from the temporary studio, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. But y'all know I have to Juanki worldize it. We got the light, the chair, the thing. But we are working on our forever studio. Okay, so that should be coming. I'm taking my time with it. So until it's at the caliber that I want, y'all know I like to come correct and come with the most. So until it's at the level that I need it to be, y'all be seeing me here like this. Okay. Once it's ready for us to do a red ribbon cutting and all that, then it'll be amazing. But for right now, this is it, okay? This is it, okay? All right, cheers, baby. All right, let me see. Now, Mr. Ron says doing all right. This world, child, this world. I Miss Newbie says, I concur. I feel like we're in some crazy parallel universe. Listen. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it all. I want to know everything that has gone on while I've been away. Drop a bomb on that. I want to know. I want to know it all. We'll talk about the politics. What's happening in the White House. We'll talk about Wendy Williams. She's free. She's free. She's a step closer to being fully independent and fully free. We'll talk about the happenings and the doings. I gave my life update already, but it's just a lot happening. I don't want to check out Miss Newbie because I don't want to wake up 4 years and a day from now and be like, oh shit, I slept through all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because rights may be taken away and shit. So, you still need to know, but you don't want to know. And it's so it's so out there and so weird. And, I went to school for criminal justice, and a minor in theater. And the stuff that we learned about the Constitution, my concentration was courts and due process, okay? And to see how things are being ripped up and just the power of whiteness. White is right, I guess. Drop a bomb on that. He did say during the first incarnation that he could pow somebody right there in 42nd Street, Times Square, and he would get away with it. And we seen him get away with everything pretty much. So, and he wasn't lying. He told what he wanted to do, and he's doing it. He told you what he was going to do, and he's doing it. So, a bunch of people who effed around and found out, now they're crying online, making videos. They regret, can I take my vote? No, it's too late now, sweetie. Now you got to sit with it. Along with all of us, sit with it and deal with the wrath of the choices that you make. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. Absolutely, you have to sit in it. All the EBT people, all the services in New York City, all that getting cut up, all that getting cut the F up. But the thing is that people, I understand people that were felt ways about people in social services that do not need to be in social services. I get that. But, when you go from one extreme to another extreme, there's going to be a whole bunch of people who need the social services that get caught up in the whole wrath of it all. And now they have issues and they can't make their bills. And because, it's everybody pretty much. You know what I'm saying? The latest that I saw yesterday or the day before yesterday, today's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. Late in last week was the beginning of the dismantling of the Department of Education. Drop a bomb on that. As if we need any more dumb MFs walking around the world. We already know that, excuse me, that school systems are already, disproportionate and and so now we're going to be turning that back to the states so that, the Bible Belt can go in there and teach the Bible or the Christian Bible or the Catholic Bible or whatever book they're as the word of the land, F separable equals F church and state, separation of church and state. F that, that's all out the window now, but that's who they wanted. That's who they wanted. That's exactly who they wanted. They had so much hate and anger. And I heard people say things like, the country cannot be ran by a black woman. I heard things like that. And it's like, okay, so white is right. Okay, white is right. Say goodbye to your services. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. So we've all been watching, and it's a scary time. I think though that minorities, the ones who have historically have had to struggle, will be all right. Will survive. Excuse me. Oh yes, by the way, I caught the COVID shot one more time. Oh, she tried to take me out. Now it's 21. Kovisha did it one more time. But, the way that I see it is, listen, let me just get this shit out the way. I got it earlier this year, right before we were about to embark on a trip. And I was like, this is not stopping me. And I kind of preferred it for me to get it at home so that I had immunity when I went on my trip. We've been traveling, we've been doing things, we've been spending time with each other like nobody's business. We have been just doing it. And I want to thank Miss Viewers of You. Miss Viewers of You suggested, Naris 21, that I got professional movers to move us out of the penthouse. And I have that as a vlog. I have footage and all that. And Miss Viewers of You, I want to say that was the best decision, hands down. And it wasn't even that expensive, and these guys came in and took care of everything. I had to pack my own Legos because I didn't, I packed most of my everything, because I didn't want people to be touching my stuff. But they really came in and wrapped up everything. This couch, everything was wrapped up. Like I just had to worry about just overseeing. And that was so good. And Hulk came in, make sure that everything was set, and then he went to run the business, and I was in there, and then I got in my car, drove to the new home. They followed. They got there like 45 minutes later because they were on a truck, and then they brought everything in. The thing is that then Naris breaking boxes and going through, we decided to take our time with it because we are still running a business and still doing our things. I was getting ready to return to the legitimate stage with a show, but like I said, Kovisha took me, and then as I got better and I was like, okay, I'm ready to do the darn thing. 2 days before I injure my knee, drop a bomb on that. No, Naris 21, I was not performing the art on my husband because, as you know, he's really, really tall and I don't really need to get on my knees. It's like, eye level. So but I injured my knee, so that blew my possibilities of returning to the legitimate stage in the first quarter of this year. But we're still eyeballing a couple of more projects, Naris 21, for me to get back on stage. Shit. My husband said, all I need to do is get back on do whatever I want. I could just get back on a stage. So this is the time for me to do it. But I take everything with a grain of salt and I see the silver lining, and everything happens for a reason, and there's nothing better than divine timing. Drop a bomb on that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't meant to do that show, but so we just been taking our time with the new home. It's a lot. Naris 21, Miss Newbie, because now we're handling 2 homes, so juggling that, it's 2 of everything, Naris 21. It's 2 lawn care people, it's 2 the pool people, it's the, then the actual bills, to electrics, to waters, to all of that, like the HOAs, all of it's, so, I've been focusing just on making sure that everything is in order. Everything is running right. I love me a spreadsheet. I look at the numbers. Naris 21, I'm going to the bank like every other day. Like, life has been good. Life has been lifing and life has been good. But I was itching to come back. I was like, okay, I'm ready to come back. I've been watching Miss Views to View. So I know a little bit, but not so much. I try to just catch her coloring situations for the most part, not the the other stuff, the other nonsense. Naris 21, I don't know if you saw it, but I went live from Playa del Carmen in Mexico, and it caused a whole commotion. Oh my God, that poor Viewers of View, they threw her under the bus. They already were making storylines about Miss Viewers of View and me, and meet up to beat up and talk about it, and like all this, like, just bullshit. As if, you know what I mean? As if. Incredible Hulk, who is my producer behind the scenes, we are developing new content. No, Naris 21 is not an OnlyFans, okay? I'm all the pornography my husband needs, okay? But we have some new ideas on what the new set is going to look like and what the new content is going to look like. So we're excited about that. But we are taking our time in developing and in launching. So that's what's going to be. Let me tell you, Miss Newbie, the damn Covisha took me the F out. It took me out, but I thugged it out. I did not go to the hospital, but I did have the COVID medicine. I'm just in contact with a lot of people. It's a major city, and it is what it is. But I feel like this last strain is different than any of the other strains. First of all, my stomach went places I've never gone to. Drop a bomb on that. Okay, which I first thought it was, well, maybe it's the norovirus because it's behaving like the norovirus. But then, the first time I got the Covisha, right, I believe, Miss Nubiology, I got it through the eye in New York City, right? Because I was double masked. I had 2 masks. That's how, paranoid I was. Sanitizers the whole 9. And I remember when the first time I got it, because now I've had it for like 7 or 8 times, right? Just because I'm like in a major city, in contact with a lot of people, and I never stopped. I never quarantined like that. I never worked from home. I was always out there doing the damn thing, right? So, but Miss Nubiology, right? The day that I finally caught it, which was like 2 years after it had hit everybody. Like, it was like just random, like boom. After I had the shots, the booster, and I've been, 2 masks and the whole night. I think I got it through the eye because the very first thing that was like weird that day was I saw my vision was like blurry and glitchy, like almost like a horror film, like, and it was like twitching, and it was like Like it would be on focus and then go out of focus and go in focus again. And I was like, oh shit. And then I saw that all my veins here were like irritated like this. I was like, oh my God, the infected. Oh my God. I'm like, Dawn of the Dead and shit, like the zombies and shit. I was like, so this time, right, my stomach went. And I was like, well, maybe I have the norovirus. Let me, do the pills, Pepto and all that, and crackers and all of that. My stomach was not mine for like 2 days, and it was the worst, like I've never in my life. Okay, and so then that went, and then the fever started. And it was like just out of nowhere, just like boom, 106, like crazy like that, like 106 fever, shivering and just like drenching, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. Don't take me to the hospital. I'm not going nowhere, because there's nothing worse than having to go to the ER and then you're laying on that damn uncomfortable bed, and then of course they see you coming with your insurance, especially my type of insurance. They want to milk we're gonna even if there's nothing wrong with you, we're gonna hold you for observation. If there's nothing wrong with him, send me home. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to go, and then the eye went like, and I was like, shit, the infected. I'm infected. Drop a bomb on that. I was like, damn. Yes, it is. And then Incredible Hulk, I was like, no, I gotta go upstairs. Because, by the way, Incredible Hulk has gotten us the most beautiful multi-level home. Drop a bomb on that. Thank you, baby. So I was like, I quarantine, I stay downstairs, you go upstairs or downstairs or whatever, like let's just do. He wouldn't. He just wanted to be with me. And I was like, okay, when you fucking start having symptoms, I don't want to hear it. And sure enough, I got better, Naris 21, and then guess what? Fever. I can't move it. And I'm like, shit, now I have to be the caretaker. And, it's rough. It's rough when you still have to work and do the damn thing. And it was like a lot. Let me just catch up with here. I saw Miss Newbie put something up here. Miss Newbie said, Mr. surprised me with a new home for my birthday a few years back. It's a lot to manage. You'll find your rhythm. Take your time. Wow. Oh, look at that. Yes. Absolutely. And let me tell you, it's such a process in getting that. And oh God, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have, but it's like, Miss Newbie, it's like a whole process. Well, it's just, it could make you or break you. And so, yeah, we say, okay, we're here already. Let's just take our time. Like you said, Miss Newbie, let's take our time, and we slowly do it room by room, little by little, we're handling the studio next. And then after that, the guest room. Just so that the parents can come and visit and stuff like that. And it's been good though. It's been good. I'm not complaining. It's been good. All right. So what else has been on the news? We saw Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is a free woman. Well, sort of, kind of, but not really. I really feel for Wendy. I know about Wendy and used to listen to Wendy back when she was on radio. WBLS, when she used to be in WBLS, way before the show, and a little bit before when she was in Philly. That's when she had the issues in Hot 97, and they left her for dead on I-95 South, and she had to go to, because Puffy wanted her off the air, and he used his manipulation and his baby oil with the executives at Hot 97. And they got her out. And she was left for dead. This is what she used to say. She was left for dead on I-97 South. Drop a bomb on that. And then she went to Philly, Naris 21, to rebuild. And in Philly, she had a show. She was doing her thing. She got pregnant over there. She had a couple of miscarriages because, as you know, she had the drugs going on, and she also had a couple of abortions, I believe. And, the thing with abortions is they could really jack you up and F you up. And unfortunately, her womb couldn't hold. So she had a couple of miscarriages. but eventually she was able to carry, but she had to be bedridden for like the whole 9 months. She had to be, because if she, they said something about if she stands up, it could fall out. No, it's not a joke. Like if she stands up, like it wasn't attaching. So she needed to lay down. But guess what? Naris 21, she had them do the whole studio, microphone and all that. This is before the internet and Skype and all of that and Zoom meetings. And she was doing her show from her bed for like the 9 months. And then she gave birth. And then an opportunity opened here, and then she came over here to WBLS. And I used to listen to her daily, religiously. And then for New York, she used to do something special, which was the bonus hour between 6 o'clock and 7 p.m. And it was just the tri-state area. So instead of not national, but just us. And we would get some more dirt and some more tea and all of that. So, it's crazy the shit that she went through. And then we find out that it was because the son was being, a college student with a rich mama and that wasn't paying attention to the bills and the cards and try to get some funds to pay for his Miami apartment. Drop a bomb on that. And that's what set the whole alarm but she was going through a lot. I mean, both Kevins did her dirty. The husband with the mistress down the block. Oh my God, see, and it's like, no wonder the woman broke the way that she broke. I mean, she was going through a lot. All right, time for a refill. Time for a refill, ladies and gentlemen, and let me call my Incredible Hulk so that he can come get his refill. Let me just put a quick interlude, and we'll be right back.
Mi maldita hermana. Ay, 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 ay. Bim bom, ay, bom bom, bim bom, ay, bom bom. Gátalo, gátalo. Muévelo, muévelo. Quiere darle ven, quiere darle ven, quiere darle ven, quiere darle ven. Quiere darle ven. Ay, te estoy esperando. Quiere darle ven. Cuero como yo casi no se ven. Si no aprovecharon cuando la aprendían, que yo le di el break pero lo perdí. Soy la perra, tu marido que te lo tiene fundido. Soy la perra, tu marido que te lo tiene fundido. Ay, 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 me está gustando.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Dominican Cardi B, who is in heavy talks to be signed by JC and his wife. Drop a bomb on that. So, y'all heard her here first, okay? That is the Dominican Cardi B. All right, round two. Cheers. Okay. Oh, Hulk. Oh, Hulk, my Incredible Hulk. So let me see, ladies and gentlemen. Mexico was excelente. Mexico was excelente. I cannot wait to edit what that vlog is going to look like. I outdid myself, Naris 21. I blew it out the water, pat myself in the back. As many of you know, I am in charge, Miss Nubiology, of curating Incredible Hulks and I's experiences when it comes down to vacations and R&R, celebrations. This is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. I take care of all the details like that, down to the back. Like I'll pack him and everything. Okay, and I blew it out the water. I completely blew it out the water. Some of you have seen how I travel, where I've gone, the things that I've done. When I tell you, I surprise myself, Naris 21. I surprise myself. There's no words to describe. We went to the most beautiful, most amazing, exclusive Michelin award recipient restaurants, 2 butlers around the clock, the room itself with the walkway right to the marina and the beach, the infinity pool, car service everywhere. Like, it was just fucking amazing. So I can't wait to show you guys that, because it's like, if you can do it, I will say go ahead and do it. And I'm going to share some tricks and tips on how you too can do it. Drop a bomb on that. My thing is, you have to plan ahead. I like to plan the trips and stuff like that. I plan them sometimes a year out. And I know that a lot of people live like day by day, but if you really like, that's how you secure the best rates. That's how you can secure the space itself, and it's not sold out, it's availability, and then you have something to work towards. Like, you're like, okay, I'm working towards this. And I'm like, okay, Miss Newbie, cheers. And then you can work towards it. You can see, okay, the only thing, Naris 21, that I would love for Hulk and I to work on, and we have a couple more trips scheduled this year that I'm not releasing right now, but it's stuff that we've never done, and I've never personally have shown in the channel, so I'm excited about that. I'm not so excited about the flights. We are now doubling the flight time. When I go down to the Caribbean, all those little islands are between 3 hours and 45 minutes to like 4 hours and like 20 minutes maybe. And Naris 21, I want to jump out the damn plane, drop a bomb on that. And probably I shouldn't have said plane and bomb in the same sentence. But I was just like, oh my God, after like 2.5 hours. It's only so much. I just want to get me out of here. I start freaking out. I start itching. The AC, the food. I ate the food. I don't want to drink no more. And why people keep coming up and down? And then when the captain is going to use the bathroom, they come and they lock the whole thing. And it's like, okay, why are they locking us like that? Like, what is happening? Like, and now, Naris 21, I have to fly for 9 hours. Drop a bomb on that. 9 hours. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. 9 hours. 9 hours. But it's going to be to a fun destination, and we're going to do lots of good things. So I'm curating and putting that trip together now, and I'm excited about it, but I'm not excited about the flight. Luckily, it's an overnight. One of them is overnight, but the other one is, the coming back is like during the day. So it's 9 hours during the day. That will feel like 9 hours. 9 hours during the day is gonna feel like 9 hours during the day. Versus like at night, you just go, lie flat and then go to sleep. But 9 hours during the day is gonna feel like 9 hours. 9 hours, oh hell no. Yeah. Yes. As we try to make it further on our trips. Eventually, this is not the trip that we're doing this year, but eventually we want to go to Tokyo. And that now you start talking 13, 14 hours. 13, 14 hours to go to Tokyo. What do you do for 14 hours on a plane? There's not enough movies. And then I start thinking, people are now starting to use the restroom a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, for 9 hours, 13 hours, like, that's like bad breath territory. That's like, okay, I went to sleep for 8 hours and I woke up and now I got bad breath and everybody got bad breath. And I feel like all the germs are germinating in the air and now I'm trying to inhale them and I'm going to need to put a mask on. And oh my God, like 9 hours, like your body starts to smell. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 hours, like 12, 13 hours, like where's the shower? Which I got that covered because once we land, I told you, I curate this and I make sure that Hulk is having the best time. We're actually going to go to the arrivals lounge where we can actually take a shower, use the facilities, freshen up and all of that before we head out into the city and explore for the day and all that. So, but 13 hours, 14 hours in a plane? Oh my God. No, I can't. I cannot, but I'm going to. Okay. Last topic, current event topic, Naris 21. I would like to get your opinion on anybody else in the chat. What is your thoughts with Jess Hilarious and her rant in the regarding her employment. Is she still employed over there? And the girl that she brought into, see, this is why you never let a motherfucking understudy go up. Drop a bomb on that. Naris 21, I have been known to be on tours and in performing companies, and I never missed a scheduled performance. I got my wisdom tooth, both of them, removed at the same MF time during a rehearsal day. And because I didn't want my understudy to stand up and, stand for me during a rehearsal, we're not even talking about the actual performance. I showed up at the rehearsal studio like this. I'm here, swollen like that. I'm here. No, I'm here. I'm here. I could just walk through the swollen like this, swallowing blood. And the stage manager was like, no, you need to go home. It's okay. We have it. No, but I'm not missing the performance. No, you're still on for the performance. This is just a rehearsal. Like, he's going to stand in for you. Go home. And that's the only time I remember, okay, where I let because this is what happens. Jess Hilarious, which I don't find her to be hilarious, and I never really found. I just thought she was a IG social media person they brought in just for the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't wowed by her, and she also didn't have the je ne sais quoi, or the training, or the credentials, or the experience to be and sit in that chair, and for her to go on that rant and then have the audacity and the balls, silver golden balls, iron steel balls, the next day to sit here and try to politic about it. Girl, if you don't get, I'm starting to think she wants to be let out of her contract. Drop a bomb on that. I'm starting to think somebody else, approached her and said, we will give you your own show, come to our network, but get out of your contract. Let me just catch up. Miss Newbie says, my youngest 18-year-old leaves the nest this year. Job complete, off duty. Mommy and daddy are about to live it. Oh! yes. Miss Newbie, I know you have other children. This is your youngest, so you are completely done off duty. Was this one like, okay, I'm ready, go, like, cause let me rephrase. How different is the youngest leaving versus when your oldest left, your first one? Like, by the time you got to the youngest, you're like, okay, I'm ready here. Yeah, I told you everything I could teach you. Go explore, and you can always come back, but make sure you cold. Drop a bomb on that. Let me tell you, I left my parents' home. I am the oldest. I left my parents' home at 17 years old. I left we were in the projects at that time. I left because I wanted to be able to do my thing, and I was always been a responsible person, right? So I was being responsible, but I used to love to fuck with my mom. I told my mom I was selling drugs. I told my mom I was prostituting. I told my mom I was like doing, I would tell my mom all this negative shit. And I don't know why I did that. Why would I? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I had that mother of mine crying. She thought I was running the streets. And on the contrary, Naris 21, I was doing positive shit. I was on tour, and I was, she wasn't putting two and two together that I was getting paid for being on tour and doing the shows and being in the companies and all that. She thought it was just like an after school. So for me to have money around and be able to buy me things and stuff like that, and she would ask me, and I told her I took a shift with the homies in the other building, and she would be crying and stuff like that. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I don't know. I had my mom, family members would call me, like my uncles and my grandpa, and they were like, oh, I heard that you and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just said that, but no, I'm not at all. I was like, you want me to go pee in a cup for you? I could pee whenever you want. I could just pee in a cup. I know, Naris 21. I was so bad. But I was good, but I was bad. You know, like it was crazy. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I told my mom I was doing all sorts of illicit things, you know. All right, let's see here. Let's see what Miss Newbie said about the baby leaving. No, it hits me the same. Letting them go is hard. Okay. Well, you know, I saw my sisters, and I'm the oldest. I saw my sisters leave the nest myself. And I was already gone, but it really affected me. And I'm like, oh my God, this must be killing my parents. But, you know, they're successful, successful siblings. So they've done well. They've done well, and they did everything that they could. Not everything has been perfect, but, you know, they've been success stories. But, you know, it's hard for parents. It's hard. I don't want to be a parent, Miss Newbie. I do not. Hulk and I are, you know, set on that. And I know people are like, oh, you have to have kids because when you get old now, just because you have a child doesn't mean that child is going to take care of you when you get old. And you shouldn't try to put that on people, you know, on a child. Like, I know stories of many children that are dying to put their parents in a home and get them out the fucking way. Drop a bomb on that. So it's like, no, just because you have a child doesn't mean that they're going to take care of you when you're in need. You know, I got siblings, I got nieces, I got nephews, we got all of that. So, and if all fails and I'm gone or he's gone, you got to flip that car behind that Social Security, Medicaid, and call that 800 number and tell them to find you health aid or whatever, and have her come and wash and clean and wash that floor and fold my underwear and scratch my back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure it out. Okay, Miss Newbie, in regards to Just Hilarious says, I think her team was on BS, but she worked herself right onto that. Yeah, is she still working there? Is she still working there? Is she still, like, does she still have a job? Because it's unfortunate, but non-urban companies and shows don't do this. Non-urban companies and shows do not go out on social media and put all this out. Like, I think she wants to get let go. And I think maybe she has it in her contract that if she gets let go, they still have to pay the whole contract, because a contract is a contract, right? So maybe she's trying to be let out. Maybe they have some other offers. Who knows? The girl might think she wants to do TV or maybe movies or whatever, but this is in the way. So she's trying to get out. But you know what? What I don't like is that it's perpetuating the whole black females cannot work together. You know, Bravo has fucking made millions and millions and millions of that stereotype, pinning black women against each other, right? You know, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do I dare say Married to Medicine? Okay, the show of affluent doctors and doctors' husbands and wives, right? And this is what they doing now. Do I dare say that? But I mean, it's a cash cow, right? Because I tell you this, I cannot stomach that whole Just Hilarious and the show, but I tuned in to hear her. And then I was waiting for the affluent, educated woman to come on and defend herself, which she did. And it's such a different approach between both of them. You could see which one is professionally trained for this, which one has the credentials to do it, and you see which one was a power move at the time. Which one was we gotta do this to try to bring in this type of audience in. And get the clicks and the views on social media. You could see it just in the disposition, the facial expressions, the vernacular. Naris 21 says, yeah, she's still on the Breakfast Club. Is she embarrassed at least? Because she looked a damn fool. She looked like an angry, bitter Betty, an angry woman up there. You know what I'm saying? She just does she think this made her look good? I mean, I would, everything she said, love it. Okay, if it's true, it's fucked up. If this is how you feel, call a meeting with the fucking vice president or production or whoever it is, and don't air this dirt out. Did she think this was gonna make the girl quit, or that the higher ups are gonna be like, no? And let me tell you, Naris 21, this could actually be considered an HR issue. Drop a bomb on that. Yes, this could be an HR issue. I think she forgot that part. Doing this and all that, and then I'm sure the other girl is getting hate from people on social media, from the hilarious stance and all. This could be considered an HR issue. You know, by going out in public and doing this the way that she did it. This could definitely be considered an HR issue. Miss Newey says, she doesn't strike me as one to have sense enough to be embarrassed. I said a drop a bomb on that. Well, absolutely. Again, this is, they try to give the opportunity to, get a younger viewership in, somebody with clout in terms of like social media pool and the whole nine, and was it worth it at the end? Was it worth it? Well, it's all about ratings, right? I know it made me tune in to the YouTube clips that they put up, because I know they do the show live, which Incredible Hulk listens to religiously. Okay, religiously. I think Charlemagne, I'm not like Charlemagne way before he started wearing makeup, because we know that. Way before he started sharing that his wife eats his booty hole. Oh, we're getting spicy right now. But for those of you who don't know, yes, he's a straight man who loves to get his booty hole ate by his wife, the same long-term suffering wife that he cheated on back when he was in the Wendy studios. I'm talking about when Wendy was in WBLS. Charlemagne made it to radio thanks to Wendy Williams. Drop a bomb on that. Absolutely. And at some point, he had the audacity to turn his back on her. To turn his back on her. But so back when he was sitting next to Wendy Williams, and he was brought in because they wanted to do something new with the show. Wendy had a different sidekick back then. And he was all right, but they wanted to like change some stuff up. So they brought him so that he could be antagonistic during interviews. Because Wendy had took a lot of heat back then. So now Wendy could be a little more soft and pink, and he could be the asshole in the room, so that's why they brought him in. And so from back then, I never liked him. It's just not my cup of tea. And now that queen is painted for the gods. Cremation number 15. Okay, because we already know somebody around here already has cremation number 5 casket ready, but his is cremation number 15. Okay, not fully there yet. Drop a bomb on that. Let's see here. Don't forget DJ Envy and his legal troubles. Listen, the selling of the houses and the thing, and the Ponzi scheme, the pussy Ponzi scheme. Okay, yeah, the pussy Ponzi scheme that he was running. With the buildings and the whole a whole criminal enterprise going on. Miss Newbie says, I wish Mr. would disclose what goes on in our bedroom. Ew, the disrespect. Exactly. Well, Newbie, I didn't even think about it that way, Miss Newbie. When you think about it, yes, his wife eats his, booty hole. First of all, it's a straight man for you to agree, and that he enjoys it. But then to put her in the view of all of us, like, okay, yeah, I do believe in that. It's like, I think that there should be some decorum when it comes down to. Okay, Incredible Hulk, I'm gonna leave some of this for you. Don't come into the temporary studio, but I have some here for after the show for you. Listen, I don't know. I just think what couples do privately should be private, especially like married couples and stuff like that. Why would you even give a hint of anything All Charlemagne is gotta do is go to one of them events and find, you know, any quick one to tell him she's gonna suck and lick and pull and vacuum way better than his wife. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? I cannot. I refuse. I will not. All right, let's see. Naris 21. Did we cover everything for tonight? Is there anything else that we need to cover? Let's see. I'm back. We haven't touched anything that's been going on around here, but that's okay. That's good. I know that I am making the bitches mad. Miss Newbie, I went live twice, just 2 times, 2 different days from Mexico. I went live from the pool, you know, and these girls were in their panties and their bras. I'm talking about the guys. And they were mad. They were big mad about it. They were doing panels, I heard. I wasn't watching Naris 21, but I get my information fueled to me. And it's like, why do they hate? Why do you hate me so much? Shout out to Slappy Slapster. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Drop a bomb on Slappy. I mean, Naris 21, I am just a humble content creator in these parts of these streets. And all I do is throw some pink back there, okay? Not panels. Baby, they were doing panels. Baby, they was doing panels. People who said they would never associate with other people were doing panels, okay? Talking about Miss View is linking up with me and Incredible Hulk and God knows what we're doing. And we're going to go link and talk about everybody. And listen, and I love that Miss View was pissed. Miss View was pissed because she was like, first of all, if I meet with somebody, none of you bitches will find out. Drop a bomb on that. And that's absolutely true. That is absolutely. I have so much love and respect for Miss View, and so does Hulk, especially Hulk. But doesn't mean that we're not going live. We're not gonna come. Oh, I spent some time for what? Like that's our business. But they try to drag her, and she was upset, and I didn't like that they made her upset over some bullshit with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, leave the woman alone. She's getting on here and coloring. Once in a while, she gives us a tea. But for the most part, she's talking about her books, her color, her puzzles. She is actually teaching me a few things because I didn't know the Mandalas, Naris 21. I thought Mandalas were just circles. Mandalas are just like other things. And so she was like, I was like learning shit. And these people just like, and you know who the characters are. It's the same characters as always. It's the same character. I guess the EBTs got cut off. So they don't, they got more time in their hands. They're near a McDonald's with the free Wi-Fi in the parking lot with dirty nails, typing onto a phone and screaming into a phone. See, I'm not going live through a phone. I have a whole computer and a whole contraption, and we're developing a whole studio. So if I start foaming out the mouth, I'm doing it to a camera and a computer, not to a phone. I think it's so hilarious. Yes, so hilarious and so funny. Okay? I think it's so hilarious and so funny when people go crazy onto a phone. People that have never even been in a room with me, nor would they ever be in a room with me. Miss Nubiology, do you know if the UB2 for You For Me YouTube Awards went on? It was supposed to go on in February. And we were looking forward to going. I actually was going to be purchasing a table for the UB2B For You For Me Awards that Trish was producing. Some people called it a scam. I just called her a New Yorker. And she was selling tables, selling plates. A whole table, Naris 21, a whole table. I was going to be purchasing a whole because I'm all for the causes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm all for the causes. And she said it was a nonprofit, so I'm expecting a tax exempt letter at the end of the year. Because if Trump is gonna take it, I prefer to donate it. You know what I mean? So there's a certain amount that because of our tax bracket that we have to give away. I want everybody, if you're looking at your screens, to look at your screens to what Miss Newbie has just put up on the screen. I need you, before I read this, I need you to look at the screen and see what Miss Newbie has informed us about regarding the UB2B, for you, for me, for them, for us, YouTube Awards. It's been pushed to November. Okay? I just want to say that when I heard about this, when I heard about the UB2 for me, for them, for you awards, I was living in the first penthouse. Also, it's now a survivor style competition. Wait, what? Oh, I have to do my research. It's a survivor style competition. Well, I know Survivor has been on for like 35 years now, and that guy has had a lot of work. Like, he's all pull and tuck and the whole nine. But I haven't seen Survivor in like a long freaking periodical of time. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you what Survivor is about. I know it's somewhere in Asia, and they throw them in an island, beautiful, beautiful island. Are they still changing the islands, or is it like the same island? Throw them in an island, they're all backstabbing each other, they're all fighting. Is it still just $1 million? Because it was $1 million when they first started. So it's like, okay, $1 million 25 years ago is not the same as $1 million now. I think they need to, adjust for inflation and shit like that. But it's been pushed to November. Look at that, Naris 21. And I was ready to purchase a whole table. And then I was going to fill it with selected YouTube content creators. Okay? I knew where the event was taking place. Well, where they said the event was taking place. I'm not so sure that the event place even knew that the event was taking place at their place. Drop a bomb on that. But that's the story, and she's sticking with it. And I was here promoting Trish. Shh. Incredible Hulk and I looked at several of her videos. Incredible Hulk has his own thoughts about her. But I said, give her a chance. I was able to unmask the lies. Like, she was saying she was working from Wall Street. No, she was on a WeWork, a co-share space where you could rent a desk by the hour, drop a bomb on that. When she went on the drawers, them drawers sounded empty. Okay, I've worked in administration a long periodical of my life, and I know what an empty drawer sounds like. She was like, oh, I have the business plan here. And she was opening drawers. They were empty. The drawers were empty. Okay, Miss Newbie. I'm just telling you, Miss Newbie. I'm just telling you, these people are about to get got. These people are about to get got. All right? But Miss Viewers of You and I were going to go. And I was purchasing a 10-seater, and I was going to fill it with very periodically of time selected YouTubers. I'm good at putting things together and stuff like that. So a sprinkle of this, a sprinkle of that. Get this energy here, get that energy here. Affluent here. Trash over here. And let's see how it mixes. And then you shake up the bag and see what comes out. Like, I'm good at that. I'm excellent at that. So I wanted to do that with this. So what I think is going to happen with the YouTube For You, For Me Awards, I think it's a scam that Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit. Okay? Absolutely. It's a scam that Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit. That's what that is. Speaking of which, I know I have one more thing I wanted to talk about. Miss Newbie, have you been watching, Naris21, have you been watching Behind the Gates? Oh my God. The first soap opera in about 30 years, the first soap opera ever to be backed by the double A by the NAACP. Say that 3 times. NAACP, NAACP, NAACP. Backed by the NAACP with a fabulous cast. I'm not so crazy about everybody. I think some of these students are getting an amazing opportunity. They even have walk-on roles for HBU students. Ms. Newby says, I haven't yet, but I keep hearing about it. Ms. Newby, we are about to go in week 4. So if you have Paramount Plus, catch up. It's good. Oh my God, it's good. It's good like in another way that a soap opera. It's just good, and it's amazing to see our skin tones and hues up there and to see them be affluent from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's wonderful. Now, it's a soap opera, so some of the acting is a little spotty. And I was surprised because Naris 21, I don't know if you know, but I've always wanted to be in a soap opera. I'll drop a bomb on that. Yes. Absolutely. And back when I was a teenager, I actually auditioned for All My Children. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. They sent a few of us from my theater company down to the ABC studios because All My Children used to shoot here in New York City, Manhattan, and General Hospital used to shoot in Brooklyn. How do I know? Because I was trying to get on them. Same here with Dramatic Music. Same with Dramatic Music Slaps. So I went down there, and I didn't get the part, which is fine. We're not gonna get it. But a friend of mine from the company got it. They were auditioning for young people to be part of the youth, like at-risk youth teen center or whatever. And I've always, looked younger, especially back then. But so he got it. I didn't. He did well. He did like one episode, and then that's how it goes in soap operas. You could do like they call you in for one thing, and it's like to test you. And then he got developed into like 5 or 6 different episodes. It carried him for like a month. And he made really good money. And he got it and I didn't. But it was so good. And I was like, okay, maybe one day. And then they canceled all the soap operas. So I have a sweet spot in my heart. And I know that the acting is different. I don't know if you noticed, Naris 21, but Beyond the Gates flipped the script because in soap opera, if you really look at the other soap operas, nobody's really crying with tears. Like, they don't really do tears. The reason being, part of the reason being is because it's not the style of soap opera, right? And if you cry and it's females, like the thing waters down and it's running and then they have to come and reset you because they shoot those scenes like a lot, like 6 to 10 times, the same scene. They'll shoot that over and over and then they move on, and they move very quickly. In soap operas, you get your script the night before, right? You get the script the night before, and a lot of times you're shooting those scenes that evening, the next evening, and you work like 12-hour days. Like you finish shooting your scenes that day, you pick up your script at night, in the afternoon before you go home. You're supposed to go home and read your shit, or in the car, whatever. A lot of them have car services and all that because the hours are crazy, right? And so you're reviewing all of that at 4 a.m. You're probably waking up. You're showing up to the set for like 5 to be in hair and makeup, especially the women. And then at like 9 a.m., they'll do what's called a table read. That's where everybody sits and then just reads. And then they do some blocking, which is when you will have the script and they walk you through, okay, and then you're gonna come here and you're gonna grab the glass, you're gonna throw the glass, and then we pause, right? They'll do that, and then they'll shoot it right there. They'll get you the hair and makeup, come back, and then grab the glass, they'll throw it on, boom, and you're done. And then you go pick up your script for the next day. You're learning like 600 lines every night for the next episode. So, it's like a lot. And some soap operas are only ahead by like a month. Behind the Gates currently is ahead they started in November. They started shooting in November and it's now March, right? So they're ahead by a couple of months, but that eats up quickly because what happens is, like, for example, they weren't on the last 2 days and on Monday because of March Madness, which is the basketball thing. So that's 3 episodes that already it's eating up into. Like, if there's a problem with production, If they're eventually they're going to do every soap opera does that. Eventually they're gonna do a rerun, a day that has a rerun, and you're like, what the fuck? We saw this already, or like a summary just to catch you up, like, or when they go on vacation and the whole night. So it's it's a lot of work. Nubiology. Miss Nubi says, my aunt had a few minor guest spots on AMC. I met some of the cast. Jessie was fine as frog hair, and Susan Lucci is tiny. Yes, Susan Lucci is tiny. I have seen her on some other stuff. She's very tiny. She's a nice lady, actually. She's very tiny. She was there since he was black and white. Miss Nubi, drop a bomb on that. Okay? Yes, absolutely. I had a lot of friends that did General Hospital and All My Children, and I so wanted All My Children so freaking bad. Oh my god! But I was a teenager. It was like and then that part came on, but it is what it is. But but what I was gonna say, Naris 21 with Behind the Gates, they are completely doing things differently. If you look at some of the angles, the camera angles, there's a high camera angle that they're doing where they're showing the room from like a high angle. I've not seen that in any other soap opera. They're doing the handheld where they're following, the cast member with the camera, and it's very handheld. It's moving around. They're also crying with actual tears. I was shocked. I was telling Hulk, because we watched every episode thus far. We are caught up. And I was like, she's not gonna cry. She's not gonna cry. I'm like, there's a rhythm to it. And it's a lot of, soap opera acting it's slower. There's a rhythm to it. It's slower. They don't want you to like make a lot of faces. Like, it's not stage, and it's not film. It has to be more subtle. You have to take more pauses. There's a lot more breath. There's a lot more like and hold. Like that type of stuff. But here they say throw that shit out the window. They're still doing some things by the book, but they're like with the high camera angle, the actual crying, and the sex. Oh my God, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. And for the first 2 weeks, it was just like exposed skin, like so much sex. I almost felt like this was supposed to be like on prime time or something, like an evening show. Like, I'm like, this is 2:00 in the afternoon, New York City time. So across the country, it's earlier than that. And y'all got the girl popping out the titties, and the globes are up here, but I love it. She's shooting at him, and I told him, I said, nobody's gonna get shot where you see blood, because it's 2:00. But the gay kissing and the girl who's in a polyamorous situation with a married couple, like, they're really going there, and I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming through. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and you hit that bell so that you're notified when I come through. I am back, bitches. I am back. You convinced me. I'm queuing it up now. Miss Nubi, the first week, Miss Nubi, the wedding. Wait until you get to the wedding, Miss Nubi. And the shit is, I've been calling it out, by the way. I've been calling every step of the way out. I've been telling Hulk, I'm like, and this is gonna happen, and this is that, and she's this, and she's that, and he that, and he did, like the whole, but. Okay, give it 5 episodes, Miss Nubi, and you're gonna be hooked, which is the first week. When we get to that wedding, oh my gosh, and I love that. I just love the whole thing. I love how black people are being portrayed here. It's definitely not something I've seen before, okay? And I'm in the arts, and it's not something I've seen before. I'm not so crazy about some of the acting chops of some of the younger performers, but I'm gonna give them a pass because this is an amazing opportunity, and I know that they're younger, unknown actors. But so some of them, their agents need to really get them with an acting coach that can really break down to them what acting for the soap opera camera is like. And here in New York, they actually have courses for that because, like I said, it's a different type of acting. The girl, Naris 21, the girl with the curly afro, who's that girl. I don't want to spoil it for Miss Newbie, but the girl with the big curly afro, the assistant curly afro, right? Her acting is stage acting, especially when she's dealing with the mother. Mama, like, I need you to tone it down. And I think that her agent maybe, or they gave her some notes where there's some scenes that I'm like, that's how you need to do it, girl. You need to bring it down. You need the daughter. Yeah, you need to. Well, don't spoil it, Naris. But you see how it's like, come on, mama. Come on, let's do this, mama. Like, no, you need to. I need your scenes to be just like when you were with him. And you were so like, and it was so slow. And it was, like, that's how the pace, it's called the pace of the show needs to be. And I find that the younger, and this is a thing, because I even dealt with this when I was on tour in my younger years versus being on tour later. And, I some of you may already know, one of the companies that I was on tour for 10 years. Drop a bomb on that. Yes. Okay. He was on tour for 10 years. And guess how many shows I missed, Naris 21, in 10 years? I've never missed a scheduled performance. Drop a bomb on that. Okay. Now, I went on vacation, but I wasn't scheduled for that performance. That's the key right there. But if I was scheduled for it, I didn't miss it. I did not call out. I wasn't letting him get up there. I don't need a motherfucking understudy. I'm the lead, the understudy, and the standby. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? All right? Jesus will have to come down and tell me no. And plug me out of the stage. So, when I look at what I was like when I was in my 3rd year performing versus my 10th year performing, the same show, by the way. It's a whole different, it's a journey. It's the whole thing. The younger performers get on stage and they're like, it's like they're running a marathon. I can do this. I'm doing this. The older ones know how to take the beat, knows how to take take the performance along, know how to focus on your partner. Sounds like sex. Focus on your partner, right? So that, because by focusing on your partner, you're actually going to look better. Because you're not, you're taking the time to really understand and really digest and really take it in and really give us that, that inner conflict and that, that look and that thing and the eyebrow. And it's just so subtle, versus, mama, I got you, mama. We're going to do this, mama. Versus like a less stage and more confined delivery. You know what I mean? So, it's only been the first month, and they're going to get better. They're definitely going to get better. In terms of production, they're sloppy. I can't help it. I'm a filmmaker. I can't help it. I've seen the T, which is the markings on the floor. I've seen the T on the floor. I was going to say, sounds like a marriage. Yeah, yes. Focusing on the other part. Let me tell you about Incredible Hulk. Naris 21. Hulk, I'm drinking the whole thing. You don't deserve it. Hulk, Naris 21. Hulk was horrific to me this past weekend. He was horrific to me. Yes, it was horrifying. Naris 21. Incredible Hulk trying to lay the law down and tell me no. Drop a bomb on that. I'm only kidding. I love my husband. I absolutely love my husband. Yeah, that was the gag. But so it's like really, they're gonna get better. But for production wise, I love what they're doing with some of the angles, different angles and things that I have not seen before. But seeing the T, seeing the boom in the picture, I actually saw the boom. I saw the boom in the picture, and I also saw the shadow of the boom in the girl. Lighting, The lighting department needs to get it together because I am seeing shadows. You're not supposed to see shadows on a stage like on a soap opera stage. You're not shadows like actual that's blocking and sure, people can say, oh, it's just artistic. It's the way that they're doing it. No, there's certain things that you still have to hide. We already have the AAACP producing the whole thing. So how we already have the gay marriage. We already have the titties coming out at 2:00. Everybody's licking and swapping saliva. Like it's giving Fox 9:00 p.m. show. You know what I'm saying? But it's CBS at 2:00 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, which is earlier, further down. So it's like y'all already pushing the envelope like that. I don't need to see the tea. I don't need to see the shadows, the makeup. And I saw some interviews where they were saying, the black girls were saying that they've never been part of a production that was so accommodating and wanted to make sure that their hair, the ones that were wearing wigs, that their hair wasn't going to be damaged from the wigs. Because it's really taxing, Naris 21 and Miss Newbie, on females' hair. Think about this. This is your job. You're there Monday through Friday, okay? In the morning, you are getting your hair. You see how their hair, you are getting your hair blown with a blow dryer, okay? With a Dominican blow dryer. They got a Dominican girl back there giving you the Dominican blowout every freaking day in the morning. And then you're wearing piles and piles of makeup. What I'm not happy about is watching these girls still breaking out. They are breaking out. You can see it underneath the skin. It could be because the actresses are not used to wearing makeup for 12 hours, 5 days a week. Okay? But I'm going to need the makeup department to make sure they're putting primer on them before they do the layers, and then that they're washing and putting another primer afterwards. Okay? Because these girls are and then the guys, I'm going to need whatever queen they got in the makeup department. Don't be putting makeup on guys. Don't be putting makeup on black guys. No. They're not part of the community. Okay? They're not. Don't be putting these makeups. These boys are looking all caked up. I get it. It's HD cameras and the whole nine, but don't be putting that shit on me. Drop a bomb on that. I don't do makeup. Unless I'm playing something on stage that requires for me to wear makeup, like Angel in Rent, who's a drag queen. Okay? Other than that, I don't put any makeup on stage when I'm on stage. No. Not my thing. I hate it. And they got these boys all caked up, okay, looking like cremation number 25. That's not casket ready. That's just cremation number 25. Okay? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm hooked. I'm still watching it. I'm following all of them on social media. I look at them every single day. I am proud of what they're doing. They're opening doors. I'm excited. I wish this shit runs as long as The Bold and the Beautiful. Naris 21, The Bold and the Beautiful has been running for 52 years. 52 years, The Bold and the Beautiful. Or is it The Young and the Restless? One of the two. 52 years. So I'm excited. Welcome everybody who's in the chat, in the cloud. They came. They're like, oh, he's back. Is he talking about stories? No, I ain't talking about nothing. Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We will be back tomorrow. Oh yes, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back from the temporary studio. Incredible Hulk is working on the permanent studio, and I cannot wait. But I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be about I would say 2 months, because there's actual set pieces that need to be built for this. Drop a bomb on that. But I will continue to bring you content. Okay. Everybody has been unblocked from the blacklist. Okay, I just want to tell you that. My moderators will continue to be the same slim, thin moderators that I have. I am here to do the damn thing and do the content that I want to do, when I want to, if I want to, when I feel like it, if I feel like it. That's it. Oh, Miss Viewers of You, everybody, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss View has walked into the room. I am in the class. I share and give a thumb, so I will replay at the beginning. Thank you, Miss View. On block, Lord, yes, Miss View. I felt, Miss View, that it is 2025. And as a sign of me growing, expanding, having an amazing marriage, traveling half the world, not the whole world yet, but half the world, we got to go around the globe, and just enjoying life, I felt like I needed to unblock everybody and start fresh and anew. It doesn't mean that bitches I don't like are still not bitches that I like. Bitches I don't like are still bitches I don't like. Not. You can't use a double negative, but it is the beef sector, and it is what it is. So, Miss View, I have been here for 15 minutes. Oh, Miss View, I didn't want to interrupt you. Okay, so please reply because I gave you, I wish that I was that. Miss View, we've been watching. Oh, you got me excited, Miss View. I've been watching. I'm sorry they got you upset. Replay. Miss View, right here. Okay, Miss View. Hulk and I've been at this. Okay, Miss View. Replay because I gave you your props. I want to thank you for the moving thing and just an update. So please replay. Miss View. So before I go, Miss Nubiology gave me a little bit of it, but I want to know, Miss View, from you, the UB2B for you, for me YouTube Awards. It was supposed to be in February, and I was prepared to buy a 10-seater table and fill it up with some of the most luscious, fabulous entertainers from the YouTube B sector. I heard something about it's been pushed to November. If we please could get an update from you before I log out. November, and it's supposed to be some type of Survivor game. Would you please? We're going to wait for Miss View. Belize not. Wait, what? What? Right, November. Miss View, I am Trish. We're going to Belize. I've been to Belize, by the way. We're going to Belize. Wait. Ooh, I'm feeling my moet. We're going to Belize. I've been to Belize. The trip will be in Belize, and it will be a Survivor trip. Okay. Drop a bomb. Miss Newbie says, oh, he didn't know it's now Belize. No, Miss Newbie, the last thing I knew was it was going to be at 34th Street in Manhattan with the A line between 8th and 7th Avenue. I know exactly where it was going to be at. It's a little lounge that sometimes they do like a bar situation where you could just get a hole in the wall. You could get some drinks. They have a DJ and shit. They even have a thing that they spin, and wherever it lands, the bartender makes you take a shot, like a college, a hole in the wall for you to get $3 wellness drinks. And I never understood that wellness drinks were then you wake up in the morning throwing up with a headache and you wish you never did it. How is that wellness? Drop a bomb on that. I digress. And she paying folks $10K. Miss Viewers of You, are you ready to go to Belize? Miss Viewers of You, I got my passport. I've been had my passport and it got pages and it does not expire for another 10 years. So, if she gets it together, I'm crying real tears. Wait. Miss View, where can I get this information? I always support and I always read and I always play. The other sectors are going, oh, well, yeah, because she was intertwined with them. She was intertwined with the other sectors. She definitely was. The NDAs have been sent out. You send out NDAs for something that's down in November? Really? I know Hulk is fucking laughing his ass off in the other room when he's watching me. Where can I get this information? The other sectors stay in jail. Miss View, I don't think they understand that if you have a felony, you cannot get a passport and you cannot travel outside the country. Drop a bomb on that. Miss Newbie says Ripley believes it or not. I would try to find an updated copy of the NDA for you. I cannot. Miss View. Oh my God, this is insane. She's really believing her own delusions. They are already fighting about the trip. She's really believing her own delusions. Wait. Is she working with the Belizean government to where is this being held at? Like what? Yes, she. Is there a video? I know there's a video. Is there a video that I can? Is there a video that I can see her explain? Like, how does she disseminate this information? Yeah, please, Miss View. Please, Miss View. I need to see this video. This Belize. First of all, I'm working on my vocabulary. The lady is taking people to a third world country for this at Trump's location. He has a hotel in Belize in a third world country. Oh my God. Oh, Miss V. Naris21, you want to be on my team? Naris21, do you want to be on my team? Miss View, let's do it, Miss View. Let's do it, Miss View. Let's do it. I'm feeling my spirits, and what I'm about to say is, and I shouldn't preface the joke before I say the joke. Miss View, I got some points in my. Let me stop. Ooh, no. Last time, Miss View on points. Oh no, nightmare flashbacks. Oh no. Whew, they try to do you, Miss View. They try to do you for years. Fainted, yes. They try to do Miss View as a View. I think I was in college, Miss View, when I saw you get in the car and do the commercial. And I thought it was so cute. I was like, oh, this is so funny. Look at them. They're doing a commercial. Oh, let's drag you to Vegas. Let's drag you for Vegas. And I was like, oh, that's so nice that he's doing this. And they got in the car and they're doing a commercial. I think I even shared it to another YouTube content creator at the time. And I was like, oh, look, they're doing a commercial for the trip. Literally, oh, that's right. I have points and pay for my trip to Vegas. They said they pay. That's what I'm saying. That they said they pay for it. Yes. Absolutely. I think they even had like a whole collection plate for you, Miss View. They had a collection. Let's drag you to Vegas. Donate now. And I was like, what the shit? Facts. Okay. So, with all due respect, it's because I'm feeling, look, I sat here and did this whole thing, Miss View, just a bottle of Moet Chandon, and now I didn't have the nacho dip girl bring it to me. I bought this one myself and bought it into the home myself. Let me see if I have enough points to get to Belize. That's what I'm saying, Miss View. You used your points. I used my points. Incredible Hulk will come because, he's my security. Let me tell you something about Mr. Incredible Hulk. When people see him, they know not to fuck with me. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Woo. Woo, for real. Okay? Incredible Hulk in his youth had a running with the law where they, for some reason, the law was coming towards him and he was walking towards the law. And guess what the law said to him? We don't want any problems. We don't want any problems. He was like, oh no, they didn't call you for me. They call you for him. They're like, oh, Thank God, because I didn't want to have to deal with you today. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? That's what the Lord told my husband when my husband was walking up onto them. And then they were happy to find out that it wasn't Hulk that the call was made for. It was somebody else in the party. So, okay, Miss View. All right. So, if there's a video, I don't know. I'm gonna try. It's just she has her name is so weird. It's like, and it's like how many? It's like how do you find her? If later on, if you have nothing to do and you see the video and you wanna, could you tag it into my wall or whatever? I would love to be able to watch a video and then give some commentary on it. Do we think she's really gonna go to Belize, Miss Miss Nubiology? Do we think this Belizean trip is happening? Do we think this is really gonna happen? Look, I'm that crazy that I will get on a plane. I have disposal. I could just go over there and I won't be staying with them. I would thank you, Miss Russo. I won't be staying with them. But I want to go see. I want to go see. Y'all couldn't do this in Manhattan. Y'all drug all these people to a third world country. Most of them had no damn passports. Okay, a few of them got arrested when they went to try to get a passport, and they realized they had a warrant out for this person. They sent SWAT out to go get them and shit. You know what I'm saying? These people, most of those people don't have a passport. Do they know that it's about 200 and change to get a passport? Drop a bomb on that. Do they know that you cannot have no felonies? You need to have like documents and all that in line. You have to go to the post office. You have to, sign affidavits and all that. Miss View says, can you imagine the clothing that they are going to wear? No, I can't. I cannot. And then I don't want to even think of the smells that are going to come out of some of these bodies when they're hit. Belize, Ecuador. I went to Ecuador. I went to Belize. Belize and Ecuador, they're closest to the equator. Miss View, I don't know if you've ever been down there. The sun hits you differently at the equator. I know you've read this in school, and it's like, the sun hit. The sun that I experienced when I was down in Belize and down in Ecuador was like no other heat. Okay? These people are going to be sweating. Okay? These people are not going to want to take a bath before they go to the next, experience. They're going to be out and about doing things in the morning and midday, and then they're going to go home to get out of the shade and then just throw some clothes on to go to dinner. And then somebody's going to tell them, you might want to wash. And we've seen it done in Vegas. Let alone not watch the funky arts. Exactly. And I know Miss Viewers of You share a room with a woman who never, a certain lady that you never heard the shower head go shh. You never, she fought for her own individual bathroom, but never used it. Drop a bomb on that. Own bathroom and don't use it. Miss View, let me tell you, I've been watching for a long periodical of time. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who came through. I'm feeling my spirits. I'm going to go love my husband now. I got a little bit more for my husband here. Miss View, please do rewind so you can hear my thank you. But in short, thank you for suggesting the movers. God sent. It would have been way too much to handle if I had the movers. So thank you for the movers. We are in the new home. This is a temporary studio space. It'll be about a month and a half, 2 months before we get to the new situation. Hulk is busy building me my new studio. And we are developing new content and the whole nine. I shot a lot of content the last couple of months. We've been traveling, loving on each other, watching you still here and there right in between, but traveling, getting the house together. It's 2 houses now, so it's a lot to manage. But I'm back. I am back, And these bitches could be mad and angry. They could start making videos. Oh, Miss View, I apologize, because you know they're going to start saying, oh, View, Hulk, and Juanki, and this, that, and they're meeting, and they're talking, and they're developing, and they're this, and they're that, and they had dinner, and they had drinks, and View was intolerable, and she couldn't contain herself, and she was a mess, and we know it. You know, drop a bomb on that. Okay? Okay, you know. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming through. Nice to see everybody. And whoever don't like it, well, if you don't like it, you wouldn't like it. Everybody has been on block. So if you have something to say, come through and say it. Come through and say it. Come through and say it. Okay? And it is what it is. I will see you guys tomorrow. And for those of you who don't like it, suffer. Peace. Good night.